Hello and welcome back to We Talk Talent, our highly popular interview series where we uncover stories, strategies, and solutions driving the future of talent, HR innovations, and leadership. I'm Abhik Roy, Associate Content and Community from ETHRWorld, and it's my pleasure to introduce the guest of our today's episode, Deepshikha Thakur, Chief People Officer from Bikaji Foods International. Hi, Deepshikha. We are so glad to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhik. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So, Deepshika, I'm going to start with my first question right away. HR's role as a strategic business partner has never been more critical. So, HR used to be a transactional role, but more and more HR is becoming not just a strategic partner, but leading the business transformation and leading the business itself to the future of work. So, in the context of FMCG, what are the main priorities that are shaping, the HR agenda right now? The top priorities for HR right now.
So FMCG, as you said, by the name by itself, it's fast moving, and now even HR and talent has become fast moving in terms of the expectations and processes and how agile we are in terms of our thinking to respond and not react to the needs of the business. Uh, Sustainability one has become a big thing in FMCG, that how sustainable are our practices, how responsible are we as product companies and we as companies selling things. The second thing, AI, of course, everyone's favorite buzzword these days. So people want HR to be tech savvy, and business wants HR to be tech savvy, so that we are efficient, we have accurate and effective. And the third thing is the new generation. They, of course, they value the time, they value their growth, they value their personal space. So in order to ensure that we keep up with the pace of the business, while we ensure that we have different generations of talent that we cater to, so our policies need to be more personalized, and more adaptable to different kind of people, different kind of demographics.
Great. So, talking about, talent, there's already a war for talent, going on that's intensifying. And, more and more organizations are moving to, tier two and tier three cities. And, Bikaji has already been, operating extensively, in these markets. So, I want to understand from you, what trends, what key trends are you noticing in these markets, when it comes to the, talent acquisition space?
So, can I just say that I don't believe in war for talent? I feel that we always target the low-hanging fruits, that we want people. That our focus has always been that if I am in FMCG, if I'm looking for people, same industry and something, and which is why the talent pipeline becomes really narrow. In a country like ours, if we say war for talent, it kind of doesn't make sense, isn't it? That there's so many people passing out of business schools and engineering colleges and professional colleges every day, such bright kids, and they are there. So about tier 2 and tier 3, so I would go back to 5 years back when COVID happened, although now people have forgotten about it. But there was a major change that happened at that time, was that people started thinking of new ways of working. They also started thinking of opportunities that could be closer to home. Something There was a mindset shift as well, where people started valuing their time with family, the time that they started understanding that we want both of the worlds. So I want to make a career and I want to be close to my family. So earlier, moving to a different a bigger city away from your family was okay, but I think COVID had that mental shift. We've been here. I think we have. The one thing is that all the people that you see in tier 2 tier 3 in the metro cities, they have come from one or the other tier 2 tier 3 city, so they have homes back here. We have many people from premier colleges who are based in and around Bikaner, and we are based here. So it has never been a challenge to get people. We also have people from different places who have moved here because of the kind of environment and career growth that we provide. So I think the kind of engagement, it slightly changes because you have to take care of employee as a whole, the entire family, when you are in a tier 2 tier 3 city, in as compared to a metro city where you would say that, okay, we don't have to ensure that employee has a life, because someone who comes from a different place altogether is not from here. They would you need to take care of their well-being. And that is one thing which changes. So to the targeted answer would be that no, I don't see a war for talent. One, there are quite a few bright talented people who are there who have and we've been there are certain roles which will always be challenging to find, but even if you are in a Delhi or a Bombay or anywhere. But besides that, we don't see that. Second, employee engagement changes a bit when you are in a tier 2 or tier 3 city. And third is what is the package, as in what is it that you're packaging. So I would always say employee value proposition is not just the CTC, there's multiple other things, right? So we, at a smaller, we provide for Bikaji, the biggest thing that we provide is give you bigger opportunities in the early stage in your career. So you get to see more complex roles, complex responsibilities if you're willing to take that up. So that is the biggest value proposition that Bikaji provides. I think that changes.
Yeah, I think that's really insightful. So, not hiring is just half the battle, There's also about, engaging the talent. And as you also talked about employee engagement, and you also, we also have to retain the talent. So, engaging, retaining talent, it's in itself a big battle, and employee experience becomes a, key differentiator there. Now, but for, like shop floor workers, or be it, the factory workers, or be the employees in the corporate setup, I think the employee experience looks very different for each of these. Now, Bikaji, employs all these diverse sets of employees. So, I want to understand from you, how are you creating that, engaging, inclusive culture, where all these employees, feel equally valued, supported, and engaged?
So a corporate office is based in the factory. Where I sit, it is in the factory. It is in our biggest factory. So that's the inclusivity that comes at first. That everyone, we all have the shift time may be slightly different, but all of us, especially HR, the costing, manufacturing business partner, and everyone who is connected to manufacturing, we make multiple trips, and we know people, their workers, the supervisors, everyone by name and face. So that is not just me, it is the entire management, they know them. So that is, I think on paper that would not be qualified as an employee engagement practice, but that is a employee engagement. The second thing, the a big thing that Bikaji did was giving ESOPs to tenured workers. So when we did our IPO, we ensured that people who have been, even if they are workers, who have been with the organization for a certain tenure and above, they have been given ESOPs. And they are, so that was, we said that they, because they make what we sell, so they also need to be there. So that was a major highlight for us. The third thing that we do, but as you mentioned, that for workmen and for us, for the office staff, it's different. So for office staff, as I said, complex problems to solve at an early stage in your career, that is the biggest thing that we give in terms of employee. There are other engagement activities that happen, but this is one thing that we ensure, that faster career growth. So we say that if you're able to create those early wins, you're able to understand, take bigger problems to solve, we give you a faster career growth in the company, within the company. Bikaji is also, we also have many smaller, we mentor many smaller food startups and we have invested in them. So there are other opportunities as well for people who are willing, they can take that up. So for staff, that is there. The third thing that we are working on is it's very early stage, but what we are working on is building an internal communication platform where everyone can talk. So it's not just a platform, we want to hear people, we want to listen to ideas, we want to incubate new ideas. So creating a vibrant new atmosphere where people can think on the feet, fail fast, create something, build something new. So that is an excitement of a startup. So we say that Bikaji is, while we are a listed company, we are a startup, we are a young organization, that is, and we want to build that culture. And the last one is, of course, formalizing certain policies, because we're still a young organization, so we're formalizing certain young organization in the sense that we did our IPOs recently, a few years back, and now we are formalizing policies to make Bikaji the best place to work. So yeah, those things for engagement.
Wonderful. And just to clarify, ESOPs, you're offering that to all kinds of employees. Like it's like for
Yes,
everybody.
tenured employees. So for staff and workers, it has been that they must have spent. So people, we had category that people who have spent so many years with the company, they would be given ESOPs. For senior employees, for senior people whom we hire, we give
Mhm.
them that at the time of their joining, we tell them that we'll be giving ESOP. So that
Okay.
is another retention thing, and because senior management is has to be invested in the organization, has to ensure that the organization grows. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. Now, the another big, I think HR priority is, skilling. Skills are in a constant flux. What was relevant yesterday is no longer, relevant and has gone obsolete. So, given that context, how are you, creating that culture of learning? How are you, upskilling and reskilling your, employees across all levels? Again, the workers, the employees. And any learning outcome that you would like to share, that shows that these initiatives are making an impact.
So there has been, I would say, formal initiatives. There have been informal initiatives which have existed. So we have had workers who have apprentice who have become helpers and operators and then supervisors. However, now we are formalizing it. We are in the process of documenting and formalizing it along with a few educational institutes. Then it's not yet concrete, so I would not be able to take the names. But what we are going to do is the two types of learning journeys which will be there. So one, the first is for workers. So we say that people who come in as apprentice, the brighter ones, they become helpers and then operators and then supervisors. And supervisor is the transition between worker and staff. So supervisors who are bright, they become the plant manager. So that is something that we are working on. That is for worker. For staff, we are tying up with few institutes. We will be working. It's still again very young, very early stage. I myself have enrolled in a learning journey with PGP Max ISP. So yeah, I'm doing that. We are also working on a online offline module with an educational institute. So that will be on ground soon. So yeah, those two things. And the third thing is about AI technology, as everyone is talking about. So, our management keeps visiting the plants that have been automated within India and outside India. So, that is one thing that we are really focusing on, technology and automation. And that would be a skilling agenda in the future.
Okay. And for the workmen also, like, as they are getting automated, the plants are, all those, machineries are
So
getting
yeah,
automated.
it's a kind of apprentice training. What we say is that on the job, because they have a small test, but most of the training, 80% of the training is on the job of how to operate the machine, what are the parameters, how to get. So a trainer would come from outside and they would opt it.
Including the automation, like the AI training also for, or
The
is it like,
AI is something very new. So we are, but any new machinery. So that is an agenda for the coming year, AI and technology. But yes, that would be so. If we are automating the plant and if we are implementing AI in the plant, the workers need to be trained. So I'll
right?
give you one example of now we have just launched HR technology Darwin Box, and we are enabling workers and supervisors to use it. So that's a very basic, but we are enabling them to use it so that they can move to the next step and the next step. So
Okay. Great. And one last question for you, Deepshika. Now we just talked about the HR technology, and that's what my next question is. So AI is not just becoming a keyword outside the business, but like within the business, but within HR as well. So where is Bikaji right now? In this journey of adopting AI in HR. What all Bikaji is doing or planning to do, and if you have seen any tangible impact by now, with respect to AI in HR.
So the first step we have already taken. We have taken technology which is forward thinking. So Darwin Box, I think, is a platform that we have signed up for. We are the first phase of implementation has happened. The second, we are working on the second phase. Darwin Box is a auditory AI enabled platform. So yeah, that is the future we will be. Am I have I done anything right now? No, not really. So we have not. At present, we have not. We are training people on using the basics, and once they do that, then we'll move to the next step. But where we do want to, I personally want to implement it first in employee retention, in understanding the emotions of the employee. So, what happens is mostly we are reactive in terms of employees, and we are mostly surprised that what happened. But we want to sense that while they are there, what is happening, we should be able to sense, and I think AI can be helpful there.
Talking about employee retention, so where is Bikaji at that? Like, can you share a figure or like,
Worker, I would not say we are great. I mean, we have people who have spent
hmm,
15 years, 20 years here.
okay,
Uh, However, we also have workers who leave like in a year. So the new generation is different. So in workers, the attrition is really high. Staff attrition is relatively low as compared to the industry, but I would want it lower.
great. So, thank you, Deepshikha, for joining We Talk Talent and sharing all these valuable insights with me, with the viewers. Thank you so
It was
much.
a delight talking to you. Thank you so much.
Same here. And to our viewers, make sure you stay tuned for our next episode where we will continue to explore more trends and more transformative ideas shaping the future of work. Until next time, thank you and take care.